The Pierhead arcade review for the PlayStation VR.
Let's begin!
First up, let's take a look at the gameplay. The Pierhead arcade is a virtual arcade with 15 games to play. To move around the world you teleport, and to turn you must aim a move controller in the direction you want to face, and then push a button. It doesn't take too long to get used to. To activate a machine you have to insert a coin. Your money is unlimited, so you don't have to worry about running out. It's a nice little touch and does ground you in the world slightly more. First up we have a grabber machine. You simply place a move controller on the up button and right button to move the claw. It simply works, and luckily the machines aren't rigged, so if your claw does go around a prize, it'll grab it, unlike the evil ones seen in the real world. There are 4 machines you can play on, but only 2 of them have different variations of prizes to win. Super Shot is a basketball game, where you must score as many hoops as you can in the time limit. The basketballs do take a few seconds to get used to their weight, and sometimes it does feel a bit hard to chuck them above your head, but it shouldn't take too long for you to get into a rhythm. In Scarab Toss you chuck balls into holes. Each hole has a different score, so having a good aim really is key to achieving a high score. You get the most points for chucking a ball into the pot at the end. This is quite difficult due to the size of the pot and not the ball's handling. Cannonball Bounce has you bouncing balls off of a target in hopes of them landing in a square. You can't cheat and chuck a ball straight into a square, as there's some glass in the way that forces you to bounce the ball. If you light up a line of squares you get some new balls. So there is a bit of strategy involved in this game. Dino Whack is basically whack-a-mole. You must hit dinosaurs for points whilst avoiding cavemen. It feels a bit strange considering there is no impact when you whack a dinosaur, especially when they appear in quick succession and you are totally engaged in the game. To help with the quickness of the game, you can cheat and use the other club found on the other machine next to you. On Rapid Fire you must throw balls into holes for points. Different coloured holes are worth different points. If you throw a ball into each hole, the board resets. Throwing the ball feels very fluid and the holes are at just the right height. This really is a great game for attempting a high score on because of how good the controls are. Bowling feels great and the physics are spot on. If you miss the pins, it really is your own fault. You even have to collect a bowling ball each time for another go. It is quite immersive. You can't play a full game of bowling, as each game is bite-sized, which does appropriately mimic the bowling games found in arcades. Zombie Shootout is a shooting gallery with a shotgun. You actually have to reload the shotgun after each shot. You really need to get used to the position of the slide because it's very easy to grab the main part of the gun instead, which results in the gun being held in your other hand. This can be annoying when it happens mid-game, but the game overall is still very fun. Honey Rush is all about balancing a ball on a pole. You must roll the ball into glowing holes. You do this by controlling the left and right ends of the pole with joysticks. It can be quite finicky to get the ball to go exactly where you want it to go, and for this reason, it is actually my least favourite game out of all of them. Next we have Comet Drop. The aim is to drop the ball into different scoring holes. You release a ball by pushing one single button. If you get the ball into 4 yellow holes, you get some extra balls. This is quite hard considering you only start with 5 balls. It is certainly a challenge. Arctic Shuffle is a game all about momentum. You must slide penguins down a slippery surface in the hopes of them stopping on a scoring rectangle. It is fun and the controls are spot on. If you do get all the penguins to land on the end rectangle, you are rewarded with more. The gallery is another shooting gallery, but in this one you fire a pistol. Each target is worth different points. The gun handles perfectly and the target's movement patterns offer a decent challenge. After a few games you will get used to their movements and will be making precise shots very quickly. It is actually quite an addictive little shooting gallery. In Rocket Ball you must roll balls up a slope and hope they fall into a hole. The physics once again are great on the balls and the scoring layout offers a very good challenge, considering if you attempt to roll a ball into the highest scoring hole and it misses, the ball will most likely go into the lowest scoring hole. You can't cheat on this one, as there is some glass in the way which prevents you from chucking the balls instead of rolling them. Binary Dash has you hitting buttons as they light up. Hitting more in combos gives you a higher score. The buttons do gradually start lighting up quite quickly, and the game turns into quite the workout. It's a nice change of pace, and having something a lot more physical is a great addition. The final game is also a workout. In Super Punch you must punch targets with boxing gloves. Once again though, it does feel a bit strange not actually feeling an impact, and if the targets appear again before you had time to bring back your hand for another swing, it results in them being hit anyway. It breaks the immersion slightly. When you get a good score in one of the games, you are rewarded with tokens which can be spent at the prize desk. There is a decent amount to pick from and they can be interacted with. For example, you can buy a lighter and some firecrackers to set them alight to make them explode, and you can even get a fully working remote controlled car. When you have bought a prize, you can spawn it again as many times as you like. Nearly all of the games come with online, local and friend leaderboards, so the game does have some replayability if you like to be competitive. Now let's take a look at how immersive this arcade is. The arcade is very crisp and sharp. The depth on all the games is amazing, with only bowling being slightly blurry as the pins are quite far away from you, but it's really not that bad at all. You can see each individual pin, and I really am just nitpicking. The glass can be quite hard to see on some games and is extremely see-through. Once you know it's there though, it's obviously not a problem avoiding it. When you win tickets, you can wave your move controller through them and they follow your movement. It's a nice little touch and increases the playful nature of the game. The arcade itself does feel a bit empty, due to there not really being any background music. There is a slight crowd atmosphere that can be heard, but it doesn't help too much with the loneliness. It's not too much of a problem as you will be engaged with the machines, and they do make sounds. All of the sounds do sound like they would in the real world. Yes! Now let's take a look at the setup and what controllers the game supports. I played this game in a standing position just over 2 meters away from the camera. The head tracking was perfect and at no point did I feel motion sick. You could get away with being seated on some of the games, but it really is best to stand, as some games do require quite a bit of arm movement. The game does require 2 move controllers to play, the other controllers are not supported. Now let's take a look at the length of the game and what trophies come with it. As this is an arcade with mini-games that are meant to be replayed, you can't really give a completion time to it. If you are worried that the games won't keep your attention for too long, you'll be happy to know that the trophies do encourage a lot of replayability, and there is a platinum trophy up for grabs. In total there is a massive 52 trophies to achieve. There is 44 bronze, 5 silver, 2 gold and 1 platinum. The trophies are extremely well done and are rewarded for getting high scores on every one of the games. A lot of them have free trophies attached to each game, so there really is an incentive here to try and beat your high score. There is also a couple of trophies that are related to the arcade and prize shop, such as throwing a basketball into a hoop from across the room and throwing and catching a boomerang. Oddly, there is no trophy for buying all the items in the prize shop, but overall this is one of the better trophy lists I have seen for quite some time. And now it's time for the verdict. The games found here are quite simple and don't offer a lot of depth, but if you love getting high scores in games, then you'll most likely keep coming back for the online and local leaderboards. The game is just simply fun. When I first appeared in the Pierhead arcade, I felt like a spoilt kid due to the amount of games in front of me. I just didn't know which one to go to first. It can feel a little lonely at times, due to there not being an online multiplayer. It would have been great to have had someone next to you on the same game machine, trying to beat each other's high scores, and it would also give them for prizes that you can win a bit more purpose, as you could throw a boomerang to each other or play catch with a ball. It would have turned the arcade itself into more of a playroom, like Rec Room. Hopefully we'll see a multiplayer update in the future. You really can't complain about the price of the game with the amount of content here. And the game variety is sure to keep you busy. There's something for everyone. It's one of them games you can keep coming back to time and time again. Why spend money in a real arcade when you can have a fully functional one in your own home? Come on. Really? So I'm gonna cheat. And it actually works. Ah! What do you guys think of this game? It's certainly cheap enough for the content, but do you think the simplistic nature of each game will keep you coming back for more? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this review helpful, please give that thumbs up button a click and also subscribe for more PlayStation VR content.